Have you ever heard a saying, neatness is half the way to the finish line? I believe it is not only about order or structure, but also about organization, productivity, and discipline. I, myself, strive every day to be disciplined and to keep my order and structure. This keeps me productive every day, and that makes me happy. I know. Now, when some people hear that, they think it's boring. They assume that I am a prisoner of myself because they equate a disciplined and structured life with a feeling of confinement. But before I go into more detail about my thoughts, let me tell you a short story about this topic. So, it's a beautiful sunny day, and there's this fish in the sea named Bobby. Bobby is a salmon, and Bobby is swimming around the vast ocean with his friends. He lives a relaxed life and enjoys his time to the fullest with his friends. Maybe Bobby, like the other fish, has the ambition to do great things one day. But you don't know for sure, because fishes probably don't have the ability to think that kind of thoughts. As in any adult salmon's life, there comes the time when the fish makes their way from the sea upstream to the inside of the country. And so Bobby too sets out with his friends. During the journey, he swims through narrow, shallow rivers and has hardly any space to move freely. Suddenly, a bear appears. The bear is hungry and knows very well that he will have an easy time catching fish at this river to be able to feed himself and his family. And so it happens that the bear jumps into the river and he catches Bobby. For Bobby, this is where the journey ends. The sad part of this story is that Bobby had no other choice. Through years of evolutionary wiring, he is trained to swim inland at a certain time. It is a biological response to age. He has no idea that he will encounter bears along the way, and that he will die. Had he known he was going to die, he might not have swum along and saved his own life. Fish are prisoners of their own biology. Unlike fish, humans have the ability to override their biology, and this with the help of self-discipline. Let's take a look at Tom, for instance. He wants a deep and loving relationship in the future, a successful career that fulfills him and makes him happy, and an athletic and healthy body. But as time goes on, Tom is tempted by short-term pleasures, like Netflix, junk food, or video games. Deep in his heart, he wants nothing more than to achieve his goals and live the life he imagined. Yet, Tom succumbs again and again to short-term pleasures. The only difference between a dream life and a life of regret is self-discipline. We, human beings, are fortunate to have the ability to exercise self-discipline. It gives us the freedom to achieve what we really want in life, and allows us to break free from the biological or social cages that surround us. And I think this fact is not only amazing, but also terrifyingly powerful. The only unfortunate thing is that it's not very easy to implement. A good example are companies that purposely use our biologically stored reactions and use them against us. They create stimuli that would not be present in the natural world. A good example of these abnormally strong stimuli is junk food. Our ancestors were programmed to seek out and enjoy fatty and salty foods because they were so rare at this time. But now, companies have genetically engineered foods to contain more fats and salts than ever before, to make us crave them even more. Social media and the internet are another form from supernormal stimuli. Humans are biologically programmed to be instinctively curious and to constantly seek out new things. This biological programming had driven our ancestors to gather more knowledge about the world and gain wisdom. And only by this our species could develop and prosper to what it is today. So this striving for novelty has its benefits. And the internet exploits this desire of novelty. It shows you more new things than you could ever dream of. The internet is designed so that every page links to more pages, with even more novelties and even more pages. Each video links to the next new video, with even more interesting videos. It's a never-ending cycle. Video games are a very powerful example of this. Environments are created that are similar to those in which our ancestors moved in the past, just in a supernormal version. Players can achieve a sense of accomplishment just like our ancestors. Only in a video game it takes much less effort and the results are immediate. Due to the constant success that can be achieved in the game in the shortest amount of time, the player is hooked to the game and motivated to keep playing. And of course, companies take advantage of this. So we are not only being sabotaged by our own biology, we are also being targeted by companies that are trying to exploit us for profit. You and I are different though. We are not fish. We don't let our biological programming get in the way. We know that with self-discipline, we can break the cycle. We can live the life we want for ourselves. We have the choice to be free.